If you are watching this video, you are probably in the process of setting up streaming for your business or organization. You probably need to stream immediately and you want to have the best broadcast quality and you need the information on how to set that up fast. I have tested all kinds of streaming systems and I will show you streaming methods and products that have been proven to work and are cost effective. I'm going to show you three basic types of streaming. One, the full broadcast quality multi-camera streaming. Two, the single camera streaming. And three, the single device streaming like an iPhone. For full broadcast multi-camera streaming, you will need a broadcast quality video switcher and an audio mixer combination that has a USB webcam emulator output or a capture card with a webcam emulator built into it that was able to take separate video and audio, or then you might be able to depend on the audio being fed through your camera. I recommend the Roland Adderall VR4HD or the VR1HD. Both of these switchers have multiple video inputs and produce USB 3 webcam emulated output. You will need either a good quality Mac, Windows, or Linux PC or laptop with OBS TV Studio installed. OBS is a free application. 3, you will need 2 up to 4 video camcorders or DSL video capable cameras with HDMI video outputs. 4, you'll need a handheld or lavalier microphone with XLR connections. These can be wired or wireless. 5, you will need a high bitrate connection to the internet. For full broadcast single camera streaming, you will need an HDMI to USB webcam emulator capture box. I recommend the Aja UTAP HDMI Simple USB 3 or the Magwell HDMI capture. There are other boxes that are less expensive. You can buy a box starting around $50. For single streaming, you can always use an iPhone or an iPad, but the problem with iPhones and iPads, the video is really good, but usually the audio is very poor because you get all the echoes from the room when someone's talking. You will need to fix that by getting something like a Cerenomic SmartRig DI microphone adapter or a microphone that will plug into your iPhone so that you can have good quality audio. You can purchase a VR4HD or a VR1HD or another brand of video streaming switcher from Amazon or B&H Photo Video. Both of these switchers have multiple video inputs and produce a USB 3 webcam emulated output. Connect 1 to 4 cameras to the video inputs on the back of the switcher. For some cameras, you may need a mini to regular size HDMI cable or adapter. You can use HDMI cables up to a distance of 65 feet away without any problem. If the camera has to be at a further distance, then you'll need to go to an HDSDI coax cable or a fiber optic cable with the appropriate HDMI converters at both ends. Some cameras have an HDSDI output already. Make sure the cameras are all set to HDMI output and the resolution is set to 1080i. For 4K, you will have to have another switcher. You can feed a computer into the switcher using the scalable input of the switcher. On a VR4HD, it's typically input 4. This computer feed can be used for allowing the input of video, like if you want to roll in video, or if you want to have a lower third that you can key, or if you want to have full page graphics, they can come from this computer and be switched on the switcher. You would then connect the microphones to the inputs of this switcher, and it could either be a microphone situation or you would then just take the feed from the room mixer. You need to pay attention to the fact that this particular switcher I'm recommending takes audio and video and mixes them together digitally and then integrates them into a webcam feed. Not all switchers do this, and this is the big thing that can be a problem because you'll have a video switcher and an audio mixer, but you got to get it into the computer. You'll then have to put it into a form that the computer will recognize, and you have to do that by using some sort of capture card, capture box, or a streaming switcher. Then you'll connect the USB 3 cable from the switcher to the streaming computer. It's necessary to install OBS Studio onto the computer to be able to stream to YouTube, Twitch, MyVRSpot, or most other streaming services. To stream to Facebook, you do not need OBS Studio. On Facebook, you just click the live video icon in the Create a Post section. Let's get started to install OBS so we can stream to other streaming services besides Facebook. You download OBS by going to the obsproject.com webpage, and you'll select the download for the type of operating system you have. Then you click on the download installer. A window will open up, and then you click on Save File. Once the file is downloaded, click on the installer icon. A window will appear saying Welcome to OBS Studio, and then you click on Next. You then agree to the license agreement, and then you choose an install location and click on Next. You complete the OBS Studio setup by clicking on Finish. Once OBS is installed on your computer, you will need to set up OBS to be able to stream. If you do not see video from your switcher or capture card on the OBS viewer, go to the Sources section in the lower left-hand side of the OBS window and click on the plus sign. Select Video Capture Device from the drop-down menu. A window will appear and it will say Create a new capture device, and that's what you want to click on. Another drop-down menu will appear and you select the device that you're feeding into the computer. For instance, if you're using a VR4 HD, it will have VR4 HD on the drop-down box. And if you have a Magewell capture card, it will say Magewell capture card on the drop-down box. The video from your camera will appear once you've selected the correct capture device, and you'll need to drag the picture to fill the screen if you haven't got the sizes set right. Whatever the case, if the picture doesn't fill the screen, you can drag it from the lower left-hand corner and fill the screen, and it will then allow you to have full screen video. The audio meter should be moving when someone is talking into a microphone. If you do not see the meter moving, click Settings in the lower right-hand corner and then go to the Audio tab and select Audio Device. You will see that it has a section that says Mic Auxiliary. Use those drop-down selections to pick the device that you're feeding audio in from. If it's a VR4 HD, it's integrating audio with the video, so you'll select VR4 HD. Once you have both audio and video, then you will need to configure for your streaming service. I'm going to do an example for YouTube, but this same example applies to most other streaming services. You'll go to the Stream tab in Settings. You'll click on the Service drop-down box and select YouTube or YouTube Gaming. If it was Twitch, you'd select Twitch, or if it was My VR Spot, you'd select My VR Spot. Whatever your service is, that's what you would select. Once that's selected, you will have to provide a stream key. To do that, you will have to go to your service provider. In this case, we're going to use the example of YouTube. Log on to your YouTube channel, click on your channel icon in the upper right-hand corner of the web page, and a drop-down box will appear. Click on Go to YouTube Studio. Once you are on the YouTube Studio page, click on Streaming on the left side of the page. You may have to click on the other features first. Once the streaming page appears, go to the encoder setup section and click on the reveal button for a stream name key. You'll copy this key code, and then you'll go back to settings on your OBS Studio, and you'll click the stream tab and paste the stream key you got from YouTube into the stream key window. Then click OK. This allows you to link to YouTube. It's important to note that YouTube will place ads on or block your stream if you use copyrighted music in your program. The same process is similar for other streaming services, except most do not censor music. You go back to the OBS main window and click on a Stream button on the right to start streaming. A green indicator will appear if the stream is okay. If you're having difficulty with streaming because you have narrow or low bandwidth, you'll need to go in and reduce the bit rate in Settings Output. You can also record a video file by pressing the Record button. I recommend that you go to Settings Output and you set the record location as your desktop, and you always change the record type file from FLV to MOV or MP4. For full broadcast streaming, you will need an HDMI to USB webcam emulator capture box. I recommend the Aja UTAP HDMI Simple USB 3 or the Magewell HDMI Capture. There are other boxes that are less expensive. When you use some of these capture boxes, you'll notice that the video level is lower than it should be. If you're in the middle of your picture on the OBS viewer, you can right mouse click and it will have another box appear, and then you can go in there and you can adjust the lighting, the brightness, the contrast, to make your picture look good even when you're using a lower quality capture box. For single streaming, for things like an iPhone, you will need an iPhone. But the problem with iPhones, they get great pictures and they can do a lot of really nice effects. You even have LUTs on your iPhone where you can shade your colors and everything and make it look real good. But the audio quality has always been an issue with iPhones because the iPhone mic picks up everything in a room, all the air conditioner noise, all the other people coughing and sneezing and everything. So you really want, if you're interviewing someone with an iPhone or you're doing something with an iPhone and you want good audio, you probably need to get a Ceranomic SmartRig DI microphone adapter or a microphone that will plug into your iPhone, and that way you can get clear audio going into your iPhone. The Ceranomic SmartRig will allow you to take an audio feed directly from the room audio mixer if you want to do that. Thank you for watching this video, and if you get an opportunity, click on like and subscribe to our channel. I appreciate you.